Hello everyone. Today we are going to study how to use logbook for solving mathematical problems in physics as well as chemistry. But before learning how to solve mathematical problems, we just have to know how to use logbook. And before we study how to use logbook, we have to see what we get when we use a logbook. So we basically get 8 charts which are useful, very useful for us, while we get few extra charts which we don't use that much. So first chart we get is logarithm chart, then anti-logarithms, natural sines, natural cosines, natural tangent. After natural tangent we get 3 more charts: logarithmic sines, logarithmic cosines and logarithmic tangents. But those 3 charts are not useful for our 11th and 12th numerical solving purpose. After logarithmic tangents we get squares, then we get square roots. We actually have 2 charts of square roots from 1 to 10 and 10 to 100, but those 2 are used together. After square roots we get reciprocals. After reciprocals we have 1 more charts of powers, but that one is not used as much as these others. Log of a number basically consists of 2 parts. One part is characteristic and another part is mantissa. Characteristic is the integer part of a log, while mantissa is the decimal part of a log. What I mean by that, let's see with an example. Let's say we have a number, we have a log 1.3246. The part on the left side of a decimal point, which is integer part, is known as characteristic, while the part on the right side of the decimal point is known as mantissa. So log consists of characteristic as well as mantissa. So we have to find characteristic and mantissa individually and merge them together to find the value of log. So let's see how to find characteristic and mantissa next. Now let's see how to use logarithms table. So logarithms table gives us value of log of a number. But what is log? See, log is a mathematical function. A function which gives relation between numbers. What relation do we get? Relation such as if a raised to x is equal to n, then log of n to the base a is equal to x. Let me repeat. If a raised to x is equal to n, then log of n to the base a is equal to x. Now, when we use logarithms table provided for us, we get values of log of a number to the base 10. See, when we use logarithms table, we get value of log of a number to the base 10. Let's say log of number n to the base 10 is equal to x. What that means is 10 raised to x is equal to n. See, log of n to the base 10 is equal to x means power of 10, which gives number n. Characteristic of a number is basically order of magnitude of that number. What is mean by order of magnitude? Let's see. If I have a number a, then I can represent this number in a format a into 10 raised to n, such that a lies between 1 and 10. What I mean by that? The 1 is less than or equal to a is less than 10. If I represent a in such a way that this small a is more than or equal to 1 and less than 10, then the power we get of 10 is known as its order of magnitude, which will mean that is characteristic of given number. Let me repeat. Order of magnitude of a number is basically when we write the given number in a format of a into 10 raised to 10. But this a has to follow one requirement. Which requirement is that? A has to be more than or equal to 1 and a has to be less than 10. And when we write given number in this format, the power of 10 we get is known as order of magnitude of that number, and that becomes its characteristic. Now let's see how to find characteristics of these numbers. So first we have 3324. This number is way more than 10, so we have to shift the decimal point such that we get a number which is between 1 to 10. Let's see, we have decimal point here. If I shift that number with 1 digit, then we get 332.4. into 10 to the power. Now, what power should we give? We have reduced the value of this number to this. So, we have to increase it with the help of this number so that it becomes equal. So, we have shifted it with 1. So, we will write 1 here. And since we have to increase the value, we will give plus 1. But as you can see, this number is 332.4, which is way more than 10. So, we have to shift the decimal point again. We will shift it like this. 32.24 into 10 to the power. Again, we have shifted the decimal place by 1 digit. Then we have to increase the power by 1. And we will write this as plus 2. Again, this number 33 is again more than 10. So, we will write this as 3.324 into 10 to the power. Decimal point is shifted by 1 digit. Then power will be again increased by 1. Now, as you can see, this number is between 1 to 10. So, this power becomes its order of magnitude. As well as characteristic. Now, see the next number, 245.6. Now, we have to again shift the decimal point such that the number is in between 1 to 10. Now, if I shift this decimal point by 1 digit, I get 24.56, which is more than 10. If I shift from this here to here, we get 2.456, which is in between 1 to 10. But for equality to be maintained, we have to multiply this number by 10 raised to something. So, what we will multiply this with? So, see, we have shifted the decimal point by 2 places, 1 and 2. So, we will write here 10 raised to 2. But it can be plus 2 or minus 2. So, how to decide the sign of that power? So, see, we have reduced the value of this number to this. So, to maintain the equality, we have to increase this number. So, we will write plus 2. And this plus 2 will become our order of magnitude. And also the characteristic will be C. Now, let's see the third example. Here we have 11.29, which just misses the mark because our limit is 10. So, now we have to shift the decimal point. Now, as you can see, as we converted a given number into our required format, we can see decimal point is shifted such that there is only 1 digit on the left of the decimal point. So, we just have to shift the decimal point such that we get 1 digit to its left. So, see, we can shift this as 1.129 into 10 to the power. We have shifted the decimal point by 1 place. So, it will be 1. And will it be plus or minus? It depends on the value. We decrease the value. So, to maintain equality, we have to increase it by plus 1. Here, let's say order of magnitude is equal to plus 1 and characteristic will be 1. Now, in case of this number is different than these others because this number is already in the range. So, we don't have to shift the decimal point. Okay, that's a good thing. But what about the power of 10? So, see, can I write this as 9.982 into 1? Because if there is nothing multiplying the given number, there is always 1. Now, can I write this 1 like this? 9.982 into 10 to the power 0. Because anything raised to 0 is equal to 1. And now this 0 becomes our order of magnitude as well as characteristic. Okay, so we have seen these numbers. Now let's see those numbers. Here, the decimal point is already shifted such that there is no non-zero number to its left. So now we have to shift the decimal point to the right. In these questions, in these first three questions, we have to shift the decimal point to the left. Now we have to shift the decimal point to the right such that we will get one non-zero digit to its left. So see, we have to shift this number or this decimal point to here. We get 2.953. Now we have increased the value of this number to here. So to balance the number or to balance the equation, we have to multiply this with 10 raised to something. Now we have shifted from that point by 1 place. So we will write 1 here, but will it be plus or minus? Now in this case we have increased the value of number. So to maintain the balance, we have to decrease it with the help of this number, and we will decrease it by giving minus sign. So the order of magnitude will be -1. But in case of characteristic, when we get negative order of magnitude, characteristic is written as 1 bar. The negative sign is not given in front of it but above it. Now let's see this another number. We have to shift this decimal point from here to here to here to here such that this becomes 3.939. We will get one non-zero digit to its left. But in this case, we have shifted the decimal point by 1, 2 and 3 places. So we will multiply this by 10 raised to 3. Now the sign of 3 plus or minus, it will depend on the values. We have increased the value. So to maintain the balance, we have to decrease it with the help of this, and we will decrease it just by giving minus sign. So the order of magnitude will become what? -3, and characteristic will be 3 bar. Okay. Now let's see one more question where we already have some power of 10. In this case, we will write this as, again, we have to shift this decimal point such that we get one non-zero number to its left. So we will shift this here to here, 3.425 into, now we have shifted this with 2 places. So we have to multiply this by 10 raised to 2. Will it be plus 2 or minus 2? So we have decreased the number of this. So we have to increase it. So it will be plus 2. And we already have into 10 raised to plus 6. Now, with the help of formulas of indices, 10 raised to 2 into 10 raised to 6 will be 10 raised to 2 plus 6. So this will be 3.425 into 10 raised to 2 plus 6. That is 3.425 into 10 raised to plus 8. Now, the order of magnitude will be plus 8 and characteristic will be 8. Next, in this divider, see, we have to shift the decimal point from here to here, which is obvious because we need one non-zero digit to its left, and it will be 8 in this case. So we will write this as 8.2 into 10 raised to, see, now we have to shift this from here to here, so 1, 2, 3 places. Now this 3 will be plus or minus, it depends. We have increased the value of this number to this number, so we have to decrease it with the help of this. So we have to decrease, so we will give minus into, we already have 10 raised to minus 9. Again, rules of indices. We have to multiply these two numbers which have same base, so powers will be added. So we will write this as 8.2 into 10 to the power minus 3 plus minus 9. Minus 3 plus minus 9 will give minus 12. So this becomes 8.2 into 10 to the power minus 12. Therefore, order of magnitude will become minus 12, but characteristic will be written as 12. So, like this we can find characteristic of any given number. Now, we will see how to find mantis of a given number. Now, see, let's say we take example 3329. We can find the characteristic of this number as we discussed. But to find mantis, what we have to do is we have to convert this number into three parts. First two digits, third digit and fourth digit. Now, what we have to do with these parts? See, to find mantis, we have to use logarithms table. As you have noticed, we haven't touched the log book yet. So, now we have to open our logarithms table and see some structure like this. Once you open the table, you will find two charts side by side. First chart will have numbers in first column from 1 to 49, and in other page it will start from 50 to 99. So it's a one continuous chart from 10 to 99. Just it's on two different pages. Now, the first column contains two digits number from 10 to 99. The one row above contains the number from 0 to 9, and there is a special column which is titled as mean difference. It contains digits from 1 to 9. See, these are from 0 to 9, while mean differences are from 1 to 9. Now, how to find the mantis of this number? See, we have two digits 33. So, first we will take this first column and find 33 in it. Once we find 33, see what is the next number? 2. So, we will now take the row which contains 33 and go horizontal till we find a column of 2. Now we find a number there. The number there is 5, 2, 1, 1. So we use 33 and 2. Now what about 9? Now we will take the same row and go into mean differences, and we will find the mean difference of 9. The mean difference of 9 is 12. Now we will add this and get 1 plus 2 is 3, 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 and 5. Now this 5, 2, 2, 3 becomes our mantis. In such a way, we can find mantis of any other number. Let's say we have a number 55, 2, 3. In this case, we will divide this number into two parts, 55, 2 and 3. So 55 will be somewhere here. Now, it is not actually how it looks. It looks very elaborate in book, but I am not a painter, so we can't do any much better than this. So you have to deal with it. Now, see, we will go from 52 to 2, the row of 52 and column of 2. It will give us a number, and then we will go to mean difference of 3. Such a way we can find mantis. Now, as we have studied how to find characteristic as well as mantis, let's say few example which can give us whole idea about finding the log. Now, see, first example is 5543. First, to find characteristic and mantis, let's just shift the decimal point as we need it. We have to shift the decimal point such that we get one digit left to the decimal point. So we have to write this as 5.543 into 10 to the power. See, we have shifted the decimal point by 1, 2 and 3. So we will write 3 here, and will it be plus 3 or minus 3? It depends on the value. We have decreased the value of this. So power of 3 has to be positive. So characteristic will become 3. Now what about mantis? To find mantis, we have to divide this number into 3 parts, 55, 4 and 3. Now to find the value of mantis, first what we will do, we will see as shown on your screen. First, in first column we will find 55. Now in the row of 55 we have to find the column of 4. In the column of 4 we will find a number 74335. Now again we used 55 as well as 4. Now we have to use 3. How we can use? Let's continue in the row of 55 till we get the mean difference of 3, which is 2. Now if we add this 2, we get 7437, which is the mantissa. So we get 7437. And how do we write a log with help of this? So we saw that characteristic was the integer part while mantissa was the decimal part. So we'll write this as 3.7437, and that's how we write a log. Now next we have this number 492.3 into 10 raised to 2. Again we will shift this by 2 places. So we will get 4.923. But to balance this out, we have to increase the power of 10. We have to increase the power of 10 by 1 and 2 places. So this becomes 2 plus 2, 10 raised to 4. 4 becomes our characteristic. To find the mantissa, again we have to divide this number into 3 parts. Now what we will do is, we will take first column, find 49 in it. Then we will take the row of 49 and we will find column of 2. From this we get a number 6920. Then we have to find the mean difference of 3, which is 3. So while adding 3 in it, we get 6923, which becomes its mantissa. And the overall log of this number can be written as 4.6923. Now the next number is 33.2. Now we can convert this number as 3.32 into 10 to the power. We have shifted by 1. We have to increase the value. So plus 1. Plus 1 will be characteristic. Now what about mantissa? In case of mantissa, we have to divide the number in 3 parts. First 2 digit, third digit and fourth digit. But we don't have a fourth digit. So what do? We don't do anything, because there is no need for it. We will just see first column, find 33, then take the row of 33 and find the column of 2. So when we take the row of 33 and column of 2, we get 5211. Now, do we have to do anything extra for it? No. We just take this number and write this as 1.5211, and it becomes its log. Next, in case of this, we don't have to shift anything. So this 3 as it is becomes its characteristic. But what about mantissa? We only have 2 digits, 5.5. So we can write 0 after it, and this becomes 55 and 0. We don't need the 4th digit in this case also. Now into 10 raised to 3 was there, my bad. Now we have to see first column, find 55, then take the row of 55 and find 0. And now we have to take the row of 55 and find the column of 0. We will find 7404. 7401, and the final answer will be written as 3.7401. Okay, that's how we can find the log of it. Next number is 0.009 into 10 raised to minus 9. I can write this as 9 into 10 raised to. We have shifted the number decimal point by 1, 2 and 3 places. So it has to change by 3. But does it have to increase or decrease? Depends on the value. We have increased the value of this, so I have to decrease the value of this. So I have to subtract 3 from it. So which becomes minus 9 minus 3, which becomes 9 into 10 raised to minus 12. So this minus 12 becomes our order of magnitude, but characteristic becomes 12 bar. Now what about mantissa? We just have 1 digit, but we have a decimal point, and after decimal point we have unlimited sources of zeros. So we will add 2 zeros of it. Now we can convert this into 90 and 0. So what process should we follow from here? We will take first column, find 90 in it and take the row of 90 and find the column of 0. There we will find a number 9542 and the final log will be written as 12 bar 0.9542. So in this way we can merge characteristic and mantissa to find the log of it. Now quick point, here we can see these numbers as just numbers. We can see that here we have 12 bar. Bar represents a negative number, but this negative sign is only for this 12 and not for the mantissa. Mantissa is always positive and less than 1. Let me repeat. This negative sign is just for 12. Mantissa part of the number is always positive and less than 1. In upcoming lecture, we will study how to use these logs for multiplication, division as well as to find the powers of a number. And stay tuned for further lectures on remaining charts as we discussed at the beginning. Now, up until now we have discussed how to find log from a number. Now, let's see, can we find a number with the help of log? This process can be done with the help of anti-logarithm table. How do we do it? Very simple. It has same process as using logarithms table, just few changes. The changes can be seen as, let's see, we have example 1. We have a log of a number 5.3924. Now, how to find anti-log of this number? We have to convert this number into 3 parts, very similar to previous part. Only difference is the partition is done after decimal point or to the right of decimal point. So we will divide it as 39, 2 and 4. The process after it is exactly as previous chart. But the first thing we have to do is see if we are using logarithms table or anti-logarithms table. Because most of the times what students forget to do is flip the page and change the table from logarithms to anti-logarithms. Hence, they make many mistakes. So please make sure when you are finding the anti-log, the chart says anti-logarithms and not logarithms. Now, once you open anti-logarithms chart, you will see the first column starts from 0.00 and ends on 0.99. So, what we have to do is take that first column and find 39 in it. Once you find 39 in it, take that row of 39 and find the column of 2. You will find a number. The number which you can see is 2, 4. The number you can see is 2, 4, 6, 6. Now, keep this number in mind and go further right and find the mean difference of 4 for 39. And as you can see, that mean difference is 2. Add these two numbers. We will get 2, 4, 6, 8. Now, this is our final answer, the anti-log of this number, but we haven't discussed about 5. So what do we do about that 5? So see, when we write anti-log of 5.3924, the answer is in right front of us, 2, 4, 6, 7. But we have to write this number in the format of order of magnitude. What is that format? We have to write this number in the range of 1 to 10. So we have to give the decimal point after 2. And what about the power of 10? The power of 10 is given by this number. This number is plus 5. So power will be plus 5. And that's how we get our anti-log of this log. Anti-log of 5.3924 is 2.468 into 10 raised to 5. Log and anti-log are opposite to each other, just as square and square root. If anti-log of this number is that number, then log of that number is this number. So in such a way, they are related to each other. And we have to use log as well as anti-log for doing the calculation side. So please practice these questions and we will solve multiplication, division and powers in further lectures. Thank you so much for watching, and like, share and subscribe. Thank you.